Hello. So what you can't see is there's a kitten asleep on my desk. He's kind of big. He's not so little anymore. Okay. Hello, Instagram. Ah, too much. Okay. Hello. Okay. Ah, I'm so happy to see everybody. Okay, so what I was saying is my kitten is literally like right here asleep on my desk. But he's not so little anymore. So he's taking up like my whole desk. I'm so happy to be back with you. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. And I want to start with some obvious housekeeping. Hi, Jane. I want to start with some obvious housekeeping. If you are someone who follows me on Facebook, then you are familiar with our dance with spammers who come on and they're like, oh, my darling, I am called to message you and, please send me a friend request for your accurate reading. And so if you follow me on Facebook, then you have seen me, what do they call it, spam busting or spaminator. Some of the people who follow me have fun names. And I love the fact that that Facebook rather, has the opportunity for me to block spammers immediately when they come onto our Facebook Live. Instagram is a different story. Instagram is a different story. So apparently my Instagram page was cloned, and at least the spammers were smart enough to block me so that I couldn't even see that it had been cloned. And several of my friends and followers and cohorts and people have messaged me to say, did you make a new Instagram page? And of course I said no. And they've all gotten, follow back requests, and they've all gotten multiple messages. Oh, my darling flowery language, the universe has called me to reach out to you, to give you a message. Please send me $50. And so for that inconvenience, I am profoundly sorry, truly profoundly sorry, because what a bunch of crap. Anybody who knows me, anybody who follows me knows I don't speak like that, and I don't, you are all amazing beings of light, and I'm pretty plain speaker, and I don't use a lot of flowery language, and while I love the term lovely souls that one of my girlfriends uses, it's not my style, and I will never, ever, ever message you to solicit a reading. That is also not my style, ever. If you're going through something and I see it on a post, I might send a private message that says, hey, if I can help, let me know. But that is it. I will never solicit you for a reading. If you want to work with me, you know how to do that. You can go to my website, you can text me, you can message me, you can some of you have my phone number, you can call me, and through my website, of course, there is a chat function. There's chat functions here on Instagram and on Facebook, and you are welcome to reach out to me. If there is something I can do to help you, I am so honored to try. I make no guarantees. But if you want to work with me and we're going to exchange money, please know that that is something that comes from you and not from me. I will never solicit you and say, hey, send me money and I'll give you a reading. I am by appointment only. Period. End of story. I am by appointment only. My husband is very fond of saying you are not a drive-through psychic medium, and I kind of like that. My time is very precious, and I do a lot of things that I love to be able to, I volunteer with the manatees. I have kids, and I've got pets, and I am still a director with Mary Kay. And the work that I do here, I take very seriously. It is very important to me because I know the help that we can be with people who are struggling and grieving and asking for messages and guidance. This work is important, and it's not to be taken for granted. And if somebody, whether they're pretending to be me or not, whether they're pretending to be anybody who they come on either to Instagram and they message you, or they come on here to Facebook and they send you, a comment or message, please send me a friend request for your accurate reading. Anybody that is soliciting you is not, 99.999% of the time, is not legit. And so please, I beg of you, first I beg my forgiveness, I beg for forgiveness. I know I didn't do this, I didn't do anything wrong. I know that I'm the victim here, but so are you. And so for that, I truly apologize, especially since this happened on Instagram. I truly apologize for any inconvenience, because so many of you have had to report and block and delete multiple times. So I can't even imagine how many times they've cloned my page. And on the other hand, I guess it's a little bit flattering that we must be doing something great, or they wouldn't be spending so much effort trying to reach all of you. And so, again, I will say, I am truly sorry for the inconvenience on Instagram. I am always sorry for the spammers, the inconvenience and the interruption of spammers here on Facebook as well. But anytime somebody messages you directly and says, Spirit told me to reach out to you, because Spirit tells me to reach out to people all day long, but I don't, because a medium of integrity knows that Spirit will work it out for you to say, hey, can I get an appointment? At which point I will say yes. Okay? So you don't need to respond to solicitors. And so please, please, please do not. If anybody ever, even if you're standing in line at the grocery store and somebody says, I have to tell you something, you say, you know what? No, I'm good. I mean, I understand you might be like, curious. But again, a medium or a psychic that is well trained and has good boundaries and integrity is not ever going to walk up to somebody, whether it's online or in person, and be like, oh my God, your grandmother, I have to tell you, because that's, to me, that's rude. That's mental trespassing. If you're just trying to buy groceries for your family and you get your kids with you and just trying to get everything done, the last thing you need is somebody dropping in on you like that. To me, it's trespassing. It's mental trespassing and emotional trespassing. And I teach my students, no, we don't do that. And every teacher that I've ever had has said the same thing. We don't do that. Because if you're just trying to get through your day, the last thing you need to know is there's some message from the universe, because you're not prepared to receive that. You've got milk and cereal on your mind. So please just be aware that anybody that is coming to solicit you to give them money under whosever name it is, these are scammers. And these are not people that are working with Spirit. They're working with their wallet. And they would like to be working with your wallets. So again, I sincerely apologize for anyone on Instagram that got caught in that crap. I wish there was something I could do, but other than what I'm doing right now, there's not anything else I can do. And just to try and raise awareness. And like I said, the folks on Facebook, they kind of know this drill, because there isn't a Monday that goes by that we don't have some person coming in going, blessed soul of the universe, the spirits have told me, some other kind of crap. Okay? So if you know me, you know that's not how I talk. And if you would like to work with me, I am honored, but that is for you to come to me and say, hey, can we set something up? And the answer will almost always be yes, but I am by appointment only. And in case you were wondering, I am paid through Venmo and Zelle only, so I don't know what they were using, but you don't have to pay me through Instagram or Facebook or any of that stuff. I keep everything very consolidated, because that keeps my accountant happy. Okay. I just can't have money in all these different places. It's too confusing. So, okay. Again, I will also reiterate that my kitten, who is now 2, is laying on my desk right here. And as he is a very long boy, he is continuing to spread out and oozing Play-Doh on my desk. So there is kitten everywhere. And he's also laying on all my notes of what I wanted to share with you today after we were done with this, Instagram bullshit. So, hi, Gina. Welcome back. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Bridget. Okay, so we're going to move past all of that. And again, let me see if I can twist the computer phone so you can see. There's Riley. Riley head. So Instagram gets to see the kitten. Let me see. Facebook gets to see kitten. Here's kitten. He's facing the other way. All right, so let's go on to some other and more important things. Not to spend any more of our time on people who don't deserve our energy. So let's do and for those of you who are joining us for the first time, yay, welcome. So we don't start with messages. We start with messages from Spirit. We start with a channeled piece of information, which I think really was, everything that I just shared with you, which wasn't really channeled from Spirit, but was really, hi Riley, oh, he's very intrigued by the shuffling of the cards. And we'll do our community card reading, and then after the community card reading, we'll do individual card readings. So if you are wanting a reading, and I see your comments, I know you do, hang in there with me, because we're going to do, hi Ross Michael, we're going to do our community reading, and then I will say at that point, because sometimes I can't see the comments, if there's a lot of them I can't go back all the way, so I'll say, okay, tell me now, if you're still here and you want a reading, you want a card, tell me at that point. So hang in there with me. We're going to do community cards first, okay? And so hello DCBC. We're going to pull, so I pulled the animal card today, and so I love this because this is, oh wow, okay, I love this because the cards are so, oh thanks Irma, thank you. I love this because the cards are listening, and this is one of the things I always pull the cards that I want to use. I keep the cards right on my desk, right over here. I have a stack of like 6 decks that are right there, because this is my office, this is my reading room, it's my office, and so I keep the cards because I always want them to listen, and they really do. So here we have the tiger card. This is so cool because we always, my kids call me the mama tiger, and my kids are my cubs. Oh, here's Riley. It's stretching, and what are you gonna do? Hi. Okay, so this says you're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. And so this card may very well be for me, but I always ask the cards to have the intention that the cards that we pull in the beginning are for all of us. And so I'm going to assume that this is for all of us, even though it feels a little bit like it might be just for me. A good card reading should feel that way, like, oh my gosh, the cards were pulled exactly just for me. So that's so awesome. And so, oh, you can see my hands are getting better. So this is, you're being called to provide leadership, trust that you are capable of doing so. So, and I love that because I feel like that goes to all of us, that we really are all in the light community. We are all being called to step into leadership as light bringers, as light workers, as light sharers. I mean, maybe you're not a psychic or medium or healer or something. Maybe you're just someone who believes in the light, which is fantastic because we need more of those. And so if you are here, you're a light worker, even if you're not, working in a metaphysical way, because you're somebody who's a light sharer, a light bringer. You share my page with people. You share other people's pages. You bring other people into the community to understand there's something that is bigger, and that's leadership. Okay, even if you're just leading 2 or 3 people, you have to start somewhere. So for all of us, we are all light carriers. We are all the light bringers. Goodbye, Riley. Okay, so Bonnie Bond, I'm so happy you're here. Oh, Bonnie, I'm so glad to see your name pop up. Bonnie seems like you comes in at the end and misses us, and I'm so happy for you to be here. So that's the animal spirit message for today. And as Riley has left my desk, and I can actually access my paper with my notes on it, I should know. I want to remind you, we are in the new moon, right? This is the Taurus new moon, and this is also goes right along with the tiger, right? Because with the tiger, the Taurus, I know Taurus is the bull, but it's also about pushing forward, and it's about going after what you want and being a leader. And so the tiger card aligns right with that. And so we are in the new moon right now, because the new moon was just the other day, and so on the 30th, I believe. And so we are still just now coming out of that new moon energy. So it's not too late to set those intentions for what you would like to manifest in this cycle. Now, I want to say, and I've said this a bunch of times, they're showing me all the time that it's so important to repeat this. So we talk about planting seeds, right? So it's the new moon. It's time for planting the seeds. It's time for the making the wishes, the manifestation. This is what I want to create in this next moon cycle. This is what I want. However, I'm going to tell you right now, it may or may not happen in 30 days, okay? In 28 days of a moon cycle. It might. I have seen manifestation happen in 20 minutes. I mean, amazing stuff. And if you were with me on Thursday night when we did our weekly meditation, the meditation I did on Thursday was the ritual of the 2 cups. And so if you really want to look at something that's a powerful manifestation ritual, go back and scroll back on Insta or Facebook and look at the ritual of the 2 cups that I shared on Thursday night's meditation, because that is some seriously powerful meditation stuff, manifestation stuff right there. I mean, I literally have seen stuff just appear 20 minutes. Amazing. So it is possible that whatever it is that you set your intention for this moon cycle can manifest itself in 28 days or less. But it's also possible that it won't. So understand that planting the seeds is so important. And when we plant seeds, we don't just immediately turn around and go, are you growing? Dig, 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 dig. Are you growing? Because that's not how it works. We plant the seeds in the ground and we have faith that they will grow. And we look and we water, and if you're like me, you talk to them. I talk to my plants and my garden, and they grow, But we have to wait, and it takes the time that it takes, because the universe, I was just saying this to somebody yesterday, and y'all have seen me with my little gears, right? That, I lost a magnet on one of my gears. That the universe, if you want to get over to here, this guy's got to turn. But you've got to get through this guy before this one can turn. Let me get it where you can see it. Right? So if you want to move this, you want to get over here, but you're over here, you've got to get through this guy first. You can't just necessarily go. And so when you manifest and you plant those seeds, and you plant those seeds right here, the universe says, oh, okay, left turn. And you're like, wait a minute, what? Left turn? But you have to do this part before you can get to that part. And so all the pieces have to come together so that they can turn together. If this one guy, backwards, is out of alignment, nothing else moves, right? So we sometimes have to we plant the seeds, but we have to wait for them to grow, okay? So this is really important. Instagram, sorry. Oh my goodness, I need a new suction cupping thing for my Instagram people. It just fell right off the computer. So we are planting the seeds and setting our intentions for this new moon right now. But if it doesn't happen in this particular cycle, that's okay. Because it doesn't mean that the wheels aren't turning and that the seeds aren't sprouting. It just means that you can't see it yet. Because some seeds grow up before they grow down. Right? They get a little tiny root and then the leaves start coming up. And other seeds, like let's say a carrot, that is going to grow down before it grows up, because the root is the fruit. Okay, so all the seeds are different, and if you're familiar with like was it Japanese bamboo, it'll like grow like this much for 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden in like the 5th or 6th year, it's like shoo. Okay, so we plant those intentions and we set the intention and we put in place the manifestations that we want. But we understand that we can't go digging up the seeds in 28 days just because you don't see anything happening. So I share this with you because yesterday I was, for months on your awakening. That is awesome. I planted my seeds and I've done a lot of work for months on my awakening. That's awesome. Bridget, yay! And I hope that you are seeing those results starting to happen, the seeds starting to grow. I want to tell you that yesterday I participated in a beautiful event. And I have participated in events with this group for years, because I love this group. They're amazing people, and I'm blessed to be part of them. Have I ever had any kind of harvest from this? No. But I continue to show up because I believe in what they're doing, and I believe in the people, and I love being part of this community, and it has never borne fruit for me. But I continue to till the soil and plant the seeds and water the garden, and I continue to speak success and faith into the event, whatever their fundraiser or event that they're doing with this group. And so it's been probably 5 or 6 years And yesterday, I was so honored to continue to participate in the event. And the event yesterday was so amazing and so incredible and was totally the harvest. And I came home and I kept the whole way home. I was scratching my head going, what did I do different? Nothing. What was different? Nothing. Same people, same stuff. I mean, a couple different people. It was just the right time. It was just the right time. And so I just continued to show up where I was led and called and guided to go. And I went with open heart and positive expectancy, knowing that at some point, something good was going to come out of it. And I was just overwhelmed yesterday with the blessings that came from the day. And that was, I'm telling you, 5 or 6 years. So, and every event was a lot of fun. It just wasn't necessarily bore any kind of a fruit, right? That would, warrant me continuing to show up as a business person. And yet I continued to do it because I felt like that was the right thing to do. So understand that as we are in this time of the moon manifestation, that setting those intentions is so important, because the most important thing is to start, to get in the game, put something out there. What is your manifestation? What is your intention? What is it you're hoping for? Pick something. You've got to get in the game. That's the thing, because you can't start if you don't start. So we have to, and the first step is always the hardest, right? So we start. And the other reason that I want to say this to you is because I really asked them, I'm like, what do we need to talk about today? Once we get past all this Instagram spammer crap, what do we need to talk about today? And the thing that they really wanted to share is we got to get going, because time is ticking. We have an eclipse in 14 days. There's an eclipse. It's probably less than 14 days. So on the full moon, it's 14 days. On May 16th is the full moon, and that is going to be a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. This day, you want to make sure that you are ready to expect the unexpected. Now here's the thing. When we say expect the unexpected, immediately everybody goes, oh. I'm like, okay, but what if the unexpected is like your best friend just suddenly landed on your doorstep for an unexpected visit? What if the unexpected is $1,000 check in your mailbox? I want to tell you that happened to me last week. An unexpected $1,000 check came from my kid's university. I'm like, thank you? Thank you? Wouldn't you say thank you? So expect the unexpected, but don't expect that that's a bad thing. I mean, $1,000 in the mailbox was certainly unexpected. That was a whole student loan got paid off right there. So the unexpected can be amazing. We have to expect the unexpected when we get into Scorpio for sure. But a full moon eclipse, because remember, eclipses put everything on steroids, right? Eclipses put everything on extra, right? Because here's one more little thing that we want to make sure we don't forget this time. This cycle, because we're in it right now, is Mercury goes retrograde on the 10th of May. So we have 8 days until the official start of retrograde, except that during Mercury retrograde, in the first 21 to 30 days prior, and the 30 days, somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks, we will start to feel those energies from that retrograde before and after, because energy is not a light switch. We don't just poof, oh, retrograde, turn it on. Oh, retrograde's over, turn it off. It doesn't work that way, right? So, oh, look, we've got spammers. Bagit Apanimi, we're going to ban you. Goodbye, bye-bye, banned, bye-bye, ban. See, I love that we can do that on Facebook. We can't do that on Instagram when they clone my account. So, okay. Hello, Kathleen. Hello, Samantha. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Anil. So, these things are important about how we view the world and how we react to things. When somebody says to you, I have a surprise, do you think, oh God, what is it? I hate surprises. Or is it, oh, that's awesome. What is it? What can it be? I want a surprise, right? We have the choice of our energy, of how we show up. Are we going to show up with positive energy that says, oh my gosh, expect the unexpected, because it is a total moon, full lunar eclipse in Scorpio, and it is going to be like rocking, and I expect the unexpected, and I cannot wait to see what blessings the universe has for me? Or are we being like, all right, I got to be in the bed and under the covers because it's retrograde and it's a full moon eclipse and I just can't handle this? I want to tell you, show up with positive expectancy. Because when they say expect the unexpected, don't go to dread. The universe is a magical place and it has your back so much. And when I was literally talking to my husband about like our finances and planning out our budget and how we were doing certain things, and I said, I really would love to get some of these student loans taken care of, and my younger son has one more year of college and then we're going to be done, and I would love to be able to do this. I said, but I don't want to take the money to pay off one of these student loans from this pot of money. And so we were kind of talking about where we could take that money out of a different place, and this check showed up in the mail from the school, and it was part of the CARES Act, and one of his student loans was exactly that amount of money. And I was like, thank you, because they listen. I know they listen, which is when we pick up cards that are exactly what we've just been talking about, right? So I know that they listen. But the thing is that when you show up with positive expectancy, you open the door for them to make magic. When you say, I want to get to here, but I'm not willing to go to here or trust you when I have to walk through this mud, that it's going to be a blessing to me on the other side to get to here, I'm not willing to walk through this mud. They're like, well, then not much we can do. But when we can trust them and say, all right, I know you're making me walk through mud or go through traffic or whatever it is, and I'm not trying to belittle shit that happens, because we all know that some heavy stuff can happen. I'm never trying to belittle anything that somebody is carrying, ever. What I am saying is that sometimes we've got to walk through some shit to get to the good stuff, right? I'll always come back to this story about the psychology experiment that had two little kids that went into a room with a giant pile of horse poop. And the one kid was just outraged and was like, oh my God, why are you putting me in this room with horse poop? This is terrible. Get me out of here. And the other kid just started digging. And the people looked at the kid and said, why did you start digging? He said, well, with all this horse poop, there's got to be a pony in there somewhere. And that has always stayed with me, because sometimes we got to go through a lot of horse poop. But how you go through the horse poop really changes how you come out of the horse poop. So we have Mercury retrograde, which we're already in this energy. The official start of retrograde is the 10th. We are in this new moon time, this time of manifestation, this time of asking the universe. And we're going to make sure you're clear about what you're asking, because the universe, I'm telling you, the universe will show up, but you've got to be clear, because some of you will remember the story I told a few weeks ago about wanting to get out of the manatee volunteer shift a little bit early, because I had somewhere else to be, and I did get out early, but not without falling on my face while I was out running with injuring up my hands and all kinds of stuff. So you've got to be very clear about what you're asking the universe for, because they are listening and they do want to help, but sometimes that means they're going to put some rocks in your way. So we expect the unexpected, but we hold a positive expectancy. And so when I hear expect the unexpected, because it's a full moon eclipse in Scorpio, I'm like, bring it. Bring it. What are you going to show me? What are you going to show me? And that's the right attitude, or the chosen, preferred, suggested attitude when you go through Mercury retrograde, because so many people are like, retrograde. And I want to tell you that energy that you put out to the world, the universe is going, oh, okay, they're like wanting negative stuff. They're expecting negative stuff. Well, that's what we're going to give them, because that's what they're expecting, which is basically the same as asking. So when you're expecting something negative, it's basically the same as asking the universe for something negative. Guess what? And I'm reminded, I was telling this to somebody yesterday, something my husband has said to me very often: you can't simultaneously prevent and prepare for a crisis. So if you're working on keeping something away, and at the same time you're working on what happens when it gets here, your energy is at odds. And so the universe does nothing, because you're at odds, right? So either you're going to welcome whatever experience comes in and know that you're going to be okay, whatever that is, or you're going to push all of it away. But the universe, again, being specific, if you're closing that door and you're saying, I'm not willing to walk through this walk through this mud, then the universe is like, well, I guess we're not going anywhere yet until this person is ready to walk through the mud, because where else, there's not else we can do. Okay, so keep your positive expectation, because this is going to be a very interesting 28 days. And I am so excited to hear from you what you have experienced as we go forward over the next 4 weeks. Because I think that it's really, this is a time of magic. You retrograde and an eclipse, it's a time of magic. And the new moon in Taurus is so much about, I hate to use the word demanding of the universe, because we work in concert. But the new moon in Taurus is the time to say, this is what I want, and this is what I deserve, and this is what I want to create. Let's go. Because Taurus, we all know, is, a little headstrong, right? So to be in the new moon of Taurus, and to be, and especially with Scorpio, which is also a little headstrong, to be able to move forward and say, this is my time. This is that time right now. And so I can't wait to hear what things that you are putting out into the universe for this new moon cycle, to be ready for the unexpected blessings that are going to come from Mercury retrograde and the full moon eclipse in Scorpio on the 16th. So I will tell you, buckle your seatbelts, because this is going to be an interesting ride. And then the next full moon cycle is going to be coming into Gemini, and we're going to have a lot of really interesting things about relationships that happens there as well. So, oh my goodness. Now, again, I'm not an astrologer, but I can just share with you what they've given me, okay? So, we're going to have our, collective card reading. So we're going to pull a few cards that are for the collective. Bridget says, I was meant to find you today. This is everything I've been working on. I'm a Scorpio and a healer, and I feel this is my time to really awaken. Yes, Bridget, yay! Absolutely, this is so the time right now. And this is, I'm telling you, if you take nothing else away from today, from our time, please take away, take two things. Take away, don't pay attention to scammers and spammers, and just delete and report and block and all of that, and don't give them any money. And the other thing, if you take nothing good away from, anything good away from today, take away that it is so time to get in the game, that it is the time, this is the time the universe is standing there and saying, you're worthy, we're ready to take requests, what do you need, let's go. Because when you are knowing that you are worthy, and you are divinely blessed, and you are divinely guided by the universe, then you know that you are asking for whatever you're asking the universe for from a place of abundance, and not from a place of, pretty please, could I please, maybe hope. You're asking from a place of abundance and expectation, from a positive energy, not an expectation of, okay. We're coming to this from a place of positive expectancy, and a place of positive, expectation of abundance, because we know the universe has our back. And so in this time of Taurus, that we stand up and we say, this is what I want, and this is what I need, and this is why, and thank you, because I deserve it, and because it's as important. The universe is listening. We come from that place of love and gratitude and expectation of delivery. Now, again, I'll remind you, it's not going to look like what you think what you think it's going to look like, because every single time that we plant that seed, right, we plant a seed of corn and we get a rutabaga, because that's just how the universe works. Because little did you know that rutabaga was going to be much more appropriate for what you were trying to create. The universe knows, because they can see a lot more than we can see, right? It's like we can only see this far because of the horizon or whatever, and they can see so much further. So we plant the seed, we put the expectation in, we let it go, we release with positive energy, with gratitude, and with the knowledge that it is coming. And we accept it when it comes with a grateful heart, because we know that even if it doesn't look like what we thought it was going to look like, or what we planted, that it's still going to be exactly what we needed, and it's going to be better than what we had hoped. That's living a divine life right there. Hello, Lawrence. Hello. Mike from Manchester, England. Aw, thank you, sweetheart. Aren't you so wonderful? Thank you. All right, so we're going to do, bear with me just a couple more minutes, folks. We're going to pull 3 cards for the collective, and then I'm going to say, ask me for cards, because I can't scroll all the way back to the beginning with comments. So I'm going to pull 3 collective cards. So these are cards for everybody that build on our energy our energy of the tiger card, right? The tiger leadership card. So this is, you're being called to provide leadership. Trust that you are capable of doing so. And even if that is simply just carrying the light forward for somebody else, you are in the right place to do that. Okay. All right. So first card, besides our animal spirit this week, is tiger. Is is birthing a new age. Now this is the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle deck. I love Rebecca Campbell's work, and I love this deck. This deck does not have numbers. So last week when I used this, a couple people asked me for the numerology about it. This deck does not have numbers, so we don't have that for you this week. But it is about birthing a new age. It says birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So hello, is this not what we've just been talking about? I love the cards. They listen so well. They listen better than our children, right? I mean, hello, we are right now in this moment, we are birthing a new world into being, right? Ooh, jumpers. Okay, we're going to come back to that one. Put that to the side. Next card is Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided, right? The Akashic records, the Akasha energy, tapping into higher guidance, tapping into what your soul already knows. So if you have this thing in your heart, let it out, because everything that the cards is telling you and everything in the universe is telling you, this is the time, right? And the hardest thing is to start and get in the game. I'm telling you right now, get in the dang game. Let's go. So the universe is telling you, your Akashic records are already telling you it's there. Everything you need is already there. Trust, trust, trust. I could not say that word enough about trusting the universe to help guide us and move us forward. Trust them. The more, it's like building that relationship. The more you, like when you first dated your partner, and you guys were like getting to know each other, and it wasn't like, you weren't sure, maybe it wasn't, madly in love right from the first date, but over time you built this relationship to trust this person, trust this person, trust this person. This is the same as building a relationship with the universe. The more you will trust them, the more they can bless you. It is simple. All right, card, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Hello. Get enough sleep, drink enough water, especially as we come into retrograde, get enough sleep, drink enough water. However, and you might consider turning your phone and your computer off at night. I know a lot of us don't do that, but during retrograde you might consider to do that. Ooh, Mike, that is such a cool question. My spirits speak to me. I do hear things. I feel things. I know things. The spirits of our loved ones, as a medium, they do communicate with me in that same way. It doesn't scare me now. When I was a child, there were always people around me, spirit people that were around me, so I didn't know to be scared. It wasn't that something ever scared me. It was overwhelming. When I was learning and ready to open doors, or when I wasn't ready to open doors, it was overwhelming before I learned how to set boundaries. And that's a really important thing for empaths, for psychics, for mediums. You've got to have firm boundaries. And you set boundaries with them so that they're not coming in all time of the day and the night, disrupting your life. So that's a really important conversation that you're asking. And I'm so happy to help with that if you need that. But it doesn't scare me. It was just at times overwhelming because they were trying to communicate so much information so quickly to me that my human brain couldn't grab it all. And so you build that relationship with them, and you say, this is what I need you to slow down, I need you to let me rest, I need you to I need help. And actually you can read a blog post of mine on my webpage about my Aunt Dora, who's in spirit, and who came in and just slammed down one of those deli counter number takers. Take a number, and she says, take a number, so get with you when she gets to you. And they all took a number, and they all waited in line, because time is different for them than it is for us. So not scary, but overwhelming. But again, boundaries. Boundaries are so critically important. So when you're working, this is also why I work only by appointment, because I need to have those boundaries so that I know when I am open and when I am not. So, okay, so we have deep replenishment, resting and replenishing, and making sure that you are taking time for yay, I hope to get back there one day. COVID, that you are self-care is so important, especially as we're coming into Mercury retrograde. Self-care becomes so important. So as you are getting yourself in the game, make sure that you're still taking time to rest. Okay, rest, breathe, do something for your spirit, like garden or take a walk or take a bath or something that is replenishing to you. We can't be work, work, work all the time. We have to. And as much as I'm saying, get in the game, I'm also telling you that it's so important that you are taking care of yourself. Okay, they are telling you. I'm telling you for them. Okay, so this was the jumper card. This card is the Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So this card reminds us that we are not alone. Okay, and I know it says sisterhood, but to me, it's, I don't know, maybe it's a gender fluid thing, but it's about coming together in sisterhood, in brotherhood, in connection, the light carriers. This is where we are. We are the light carriers. And so we end where we start, right, with the leadership, right, that we are called to leadership. So the same thing is that we are not alone in the leadership. So we are a sisterhood, whether it's a sisterhood, a brotherhood, whatever, non-binary hood you want to be. We're all in it together. The light carriers, whether you're a light worker like me or you're just somebody who shows up. God bless you for showing up, because you're a light carrier for others. You're sharing this with other people. That's carrying the light to others. That's important. That's how we shift the world. We carry the light for others. Oh, look. Grand Rising Love. Send me a friend request for your accurate reading from Teresa. We're going to ban Teresa. Oh, no, we're banning Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence, you've been here, and now you were lurking. We had a lurker. Banned. Oh. Back. Banned. We had a lurk. That's new. We've had a lurker. So we had Lawrence Charles that came in, and I thought about that because it didn't have any picture with his name. And then all of a sudden, there were the Facebook messages. Okay. Oh, Atlanta's in the house. That's where my son goes to school. All right. So, ready? Thank you for waiting. You guys were all amazing, and I appreciate so much. We're going to go to Instagram first for my friend Gina, and then we're going to go back to Facebook. So, hold up, Facebook. Hi, Ashley. Hold up for a second, Facebook, and I'm going to get, oh, I love that graphic of the little globe with the heart shape. I love that. All right, so we're going to do a card for Gina on Instagram, and then we're going to come back for the onslaught of people asking for readings on Facebook. So just wait, Facebook. Don't jump. Don't jump. Give me a second. All right, Gina. Okay, we have pulled this card for you before, my friend. So this says you're already doing it. You're already doing it. Michelle Krantz, did I not just say wait? Line jumper. Gina, you're already doing it. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Just get in there. Trust that even though you're walking through some puddles, you're going to come out smelling like a rose on the other side, and that you are going in the right direction. I promise you, you're going in the right direction. You're already doing it. Okay, all right, see, I can't. Now all the things are scrolling, and I can't. Okay, so what happens is on Facebook is that when the comments go up, then I can't scroll back far enough to see who all had asked me, and I try so hard to wait. You're cracking me up, Michelle. And I can't scroll back far enough to, you're welcome. You're very welcome. And so I can't scroll back far enough. So, all right, we've got Michelle, and then we've got Ashley. All right, we've got Michelle, and then we've got Ashley. Joanne. Okay, hang on. Okay, Karen. Okay, so Michelle Krantz. We're going to start with Michelle Krantz. All right, hold the comments. You can type them. Just don't hit the enter button just yet. You guys are going faster than I can. So. But I love that. I mean, what a blessing to have all of you here. Okay, so Unbound. Michelle Krantz, Unbound. Releasing your soul patterns, your contracts, and your past lives. So Michelle, what are those limiting beliefs that you're still holding on to that are things that you made a rule about in your head that no longer serve you? So this is I feel like it's going to take a little bit of soul searching here. So I really encourage you to sit down quietly, and I feel like it might be a little challenging for you to find some quiet place, but try and find some quiet place, even if it's like later at night. Find some quiet place so that you can I feel like really journal about this, or get your mind quiet. So meditation, so that you can really allow them to speak with you, because this is a time for you to let go of those limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Those little voices in your head that are saying, you're not good enough, or, who are you to think that you can't. Tell those bitches to shut up. I'm telling you, Mary Kay, I've been in Mary Kay for 25 years, and Mary Kay would always say, when some negative thought comes in your head, just say cancel, cancel, cancel. And I remember the first time I heard that, I thought, well, that's lovely, but my bitches need something stronger. And so when my bitches start showing up in my head, I'm like, shut the hell up. And I'm sorry to be salty, but sometimes you need something stronger than cancel, cancel, cancel. And so, Michelle, I'm telling you, whatever it is that you are holding on to that is telling you or making you think that maybe you're not good enough, or maybe it's not your time, tell them bitches to shut up, because you are here in the right place right now. Right now. Okay? Mwah. Okay. Ashley. All right. Ooh, Anna, grandmother of Jesus. She is sending the light. She is laying the foundation, and she has got the divine plan. So here's the thing, Ashley. You're trusting, but I feel like you're not listening. You're trusting in God, you're trusting in Source, you're trusting in the angels and the guides, you're trusting that they've got you, but when they're trying to shift you a little bit, you're like, what? Can't hear you. So what I want to encourage you to is, and I love that you said, I'm waiting patiently today. Wait patiently, okay, but wait quietly. And this is it's not like anything about you and the awesomeness of you and the capital letters or anything like that. But what I'm telling you is, what they're giving me is that you trust them, but you're not listening to them. And that's not an unusual thing. We get so many people like, oh, where's the sign? Where's the sign? And it's like literally like right here, and we're just missing it because we're not looking for it. And so I want to tell you, just open your eyes a little bit, because they're trying to talk to you, and you're so busy trying to like stay in alignment that you're not seeing that little dirt path that they're trying to send you down, that has all the blessings over there, because you're trying to stay on the path so much. So relax and just allow, because they're really trying to show you. And I feel like you are so wanting to make sure you stay aware that you're kind of missing some stuff, being focused on being aware instead of being open for the opportunities. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that the right way, but hopefully that makes sense. Okay, Karen Fisher, hello. I don't know if you want a card or not, so we're going to come along. But Karen Fisher, if you want a card, just hop back on a comment for me. Okay, Michelle had a lag. Joanna Miller, and Mike. So, Mike, I would really encourage you to go and check out my blog on my website, Dworkin-Smith.com. It's scary because you're not understanding it. It may be scary for a lot of different reasons. And there have been, there is negative energy. There certainly is low vibration entities. But when you are staying in the light, and you're staying from that place of love and gratitude, and you're staying in that place of being connected to love and to the oneness, none of that stuff can hurt you. There is a story that I tell of, and Joanna, I didn't forget. There is a story that I tell of being psychically attacked, of a reading that I did with a woman who wanted information from the grandmother. The grandmother came in. She did not want to talk, but I was aware of her presence. And through the collective consciousness, I was able to get the information that the woman wanted. And later in that evening, we had a psychic, like an energetic attack from the grandmother. And I just felt very, very drained. I felt very exhausted, very heavy. I felt like I had to sit down. I felt like I ended up laying on the ground in my bedroom. And I thought, what is going on? Because, we don't expect it, of course. And, I was not in a session. This was several hours later. And I thought, what's going on? And as I laid there, I said, what is happening to me? And they showed me the image of the grandmother. And I said, what do I do? And they showed me light. And I said, oh, yes, I know what to do. And I brought in the light, and I brought in as much love and as much light as I could. And I sent the love to her, and I brought in all that light, and I filled myself, and I pushed it out and pushed her away far enough that they could get in and intervene and make, a barrier around me and protect me. And, that was it. And I was a little tired. I got some crystals. I'm going to drink a bunch of water. B6 is really important if you're doing psychic work. But when you stay in alignment and you stay with the angels and the guides and your loved ones in spirit, they're your team. Because my loved ones have me. They've got you too. Your loved ones got you. My loved ones got you. Because they're all in the oneness. We're the ones that are not in the oneness. So I'm not ever going to tell somebody that there's not anything negative out there, because there's plenty of negative out there. I mean, you can look anywhere and find negative. But when you're the light bringer and you stay in the light, it doesn't have to be scary. And right now, it's scary because maybe you don't know enough about who you are and what you came here to do, or what they're trying to tell you. And it may be that you need, just to take some classes and just to me read some more books and get some more information and decide what you want to do. Because just because you can hear them doesn't mean that you're obligated to become a medium and hang out a shingle, and it takes a lot of work to be trained and be ready to do that. You can't just take a weekend class and be like, okay, start paying me, because that's what these other scammy people are doing. So you're not obligated to do that. Just because you can hear them doesn't mean you have to drop your whole life in order to do that if that's not what you want to do. Humans have free will, my friend. Don't ever forget yours. So, okay, Joanna. Okay, and then Bridget. All right, so Joanna, awakening. Energetic upgrades are coming your way. A new way of being and integration of information. So you've been doing a lot of reading and absorbing and being open. And so what they're talking about for you, Joanna, is don't forget to apply what you're learning. Okay. So you also are a little bit sitting on the sidelines of your life of watching and learning and watching and doing web calls and seminars and workshops and all kinds of great stuff. Apply what you've learned. Now, again, I'll tell you the same thing I just told Mike. It doesn't mean you have to hang out a shingle and do this work if this is not what you're called to do. But bring spirit and bring your loved ones more into your own life, and it changes things amazingly. I mean, I talk with my grandparents every day. I talk with my twin flame every day. It's a beautiful relationship that we can cultivate. I will also, because I always try to be, really transparent with you all, there is still hesitation on my side to connect with my son's best friend's sister who passed in January. Because every time I feel like I'm ready to connect in with her, I just get nauseous, and I know that I'm just not ready. And I know that she's there, and I feel her kind of niggling at me. But every time I feel into that, I just cry, so I know I'm not there in my own grief process to be able to be a good conduit for her yet. Because I love her so much. But take what you're learning, Joanna, and use it to help yourself, to electrify and bless your family and your life. You don't have to do this, but don't just absorb, or you get to a point where you can't absorb anymore. Absorb with the intent of blessing others, even if that's yourself and your kids and your neighbor or whatever. It doesn't have to be a big platform, but make sure you're sharing the light. Make sure you're sharing what you've learned, because they are putting so much in you. They're counting on you to share. Because honestly, when we take all this information in and we don't share it, it's selfish. And that's not a criticism. I'm not jumping on anybody. But sometimes we allow that fear to keep us from sharing. And I get it. I get it, because, I get in a gathering of people and I'm like, well, I don't know. Are these people going to tell me I'm doing the devil's work, or are these people going to accept me? And it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't care, because they're the ones that have me. And I work for them. I don't work for the person across from me, even though that's the person who's paying me. I work for them. And my job is to be their voice in the consciousness, their voice in the physical. And so if I say, am I supposed to speak or not? And they say speak, I'm like, I speak, because I trust that they have me. And inevitably what happens is, in a group of people that may be a little like, devil's work, 2 or 3 people are going to come over to me and be like, did you say what we thought you said? Because I got some questions. And they'll do it quietly away from their peers or whatever, because I know they have me. And that's a blessing to that person that came to me quietly, because they've probably been wondering for a long time, right? Okay, so, Joanna, All right, Bridget. Okay. Ashley, it's my pleasure. Ashley, it's my pleasure. Okay, I got to scroll down. Bridget, we're coming back to you. Got to scroll down. I just want to make sure we're not getting a lot of... Okay. All right. So, Bridget. All right. So, share your... Okay, so clearly we're getting a theme this week, which we see that every week, right? So, share your voice, Bridget. Share your voice. And you just finished telling us how you've been doing all this work and that this is the culmination, right? This is where you're getting. And so, this is your time, honey. This is the time. You share that light. You the same thing as Joanna. You can't take it all in and do all this work on yourself and then keep it to yourself. That is not honoring the universe. So, let's, you got to share. You got to share. And I know it's scary. It can be scary. I get it. And so maybe start with one person and be like, I think I'm doing this. This is what's going on. Share with one person. And then you get your confidence. And you get, again, you build that relationship of trust with them over time. The more you can lean into them, the more they can lean back into you. So, honey, share your voice. Okay. Ashley says, oh my gosh, you're so right. Yay. Okay. Are angels former mortal people? Oh my goodness. You and I are going to get together and do a workshop. No. Generally, the general accepted consensus is that angels are not former mortal people. Our loved ones can choose to guide us, but I wouldn't want my grandparents were awesome, but they were not perfect people. And I appreciate their wisdom, but I don't necessarily want them to be like my all-knowing super guide people. But I also recognize that my loved ones in spirit, who are they going to, they love me. They loved me when they were here. They love me now. So I know that they're in my corner no matter what their form. But angels are higher. And it's very, it's widely thought that angels were not incarnated humans. Okay. So Teresa, any spirit messages from a past loved one? So today we're doing mostly card readings. We're not doing so much mediumship, but part of that reason is that I don't like to do like flyby mediumship, because if we're going to connect with somebody, I want to be able to give you more information. But I do feel like there's a girlfriend, and I mean like a friend, that is in spirit that's trying to just be acknowledged. And I feel like they're showing me like a car accident, and I feel like maybe like a teenage, somewhere between 16 and 25 in the time of the passing. I don't know if that's for you, but when I tap into your energy, this is the information that comes forward for me. So if you can't take it, maybe somebody else who's with us today can. But I do pull a card for you, Teresa, and it's Priestess. It says, how are you being called on to step up and lead? Wow, there is a theme today. If there is a loved one in spirit, and obviously that there is for you, yeah, tell me more about that. So what I want to say is to make sure that you're not so lost in the grief that you're not making her life mean something. Do something in her honor, do something in her name, so that so she's not forgotten. So even if it's something that scares you, because I feel like there's that spirit of fear, and I have kind of a lump in my throat about speaking. When I feel into you, I want to say about, I'm doing this for her, and I know she's going to support me and have my back about it. And when you can feel that spirit energy with you, it's very empowering, it's very comforting, and it makes you feel like you're not alone. And that goes a long way. So there is a message just about not to forget and to use that person's life as a motivation for you rather than as a reason to sit down. So I hope that makes some sense for you. Okay. Karen, Ashley says, yes, Queen, lots of sense. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. All right, Karen Fisher. I'm so happy to be able to shuffle the cards again this week. Last week was really kind of a challenge. All right, pillars of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So Karen, where are you not sharing your voice? Where are you? I think I'm gonna pull one card for everybody because it seems to be we're getting the same message. Isn't it amazing how like the deck can just continue to be that way? So Karen, this is really so much about sharing your voice. It's about sharing your voice, and I feel like that there are some boundary issues for you as well. That where maybe you need to like not be afraid to state your truth and to put down some boundaries. I want to encourage you. I'm hearing I'm hearing in my head no, that no is a complete sentence, and that you don't have to follow no with, oh, I apologize, I'm sorry, I wish I could, blah 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 blah. No, the answer is no, and you don't have to be rude or anything, but just be like, I can't. No. Maybe next time, if you want to. But there's I feel like there's stuck energy right here about speaking your truth, and setting your boundaries. So this is so much about trusting your inner voices. It says you are the oracle. You are the oracle, which means trusting the inner voice, trusting that what you have to share is wise and worth hearing, and that people want to hear it, and that you have something really important to offer. Don't dim your light, my friend. Don't dim your light. Stay open, right? And take that breath. Share your voice. Yeah? Okay. All right. Yeah, and I'm sure you're asking about Mike. I'm sure you're asking about lost many people to spirit, but I also feel like you have lost people that were still here around you because you have said things about the truth of who you are and the truth of where you're going, and that's okay because we are vibrational, right? We are energy, and when we get to, I'm falling so far behind the comments, when we vibrate at this level and we raise our vibration higher in love and gratitude and connecting more with spirit and the metaphysical, when we get in that place, then the people who are still down here with low vibration, they fall away. But what happens is then new people who are vibrating at this same place, then they're going to come in. Okay, so new people will come in, but when we have those people who are in spirit, they're not lost. They're not lost. Our spirit loved ones are not lost. They know where they are. We know where they are. We just have to be able to open the doors and trust that they are trying to talk to us. They are trying to talk to us. There was an episode of Grey's Anatomy with Meredith Grey, the lead character, had COVID and she was in this coma, and she sees all the people in her life that had died, and they're like, we're talking to you. We're screaming to talk to you. You're not listening. And so they're not lost. They're just not physically here. But they're still here. They're still here. Right? Okay. Thank you for all the sunflowers and roses, Ashley. I appreciate so much. I appreciate. Allison Lett. Oh, I'm so glad you found us too. So Bridget, I think, did I read you already, Bridget? Allison. Okay, so we're going to do Allison. Hi, Robin. Welcome back. Okay. Bridget. Okay, so we did Bridget. Hi, Claudette. Okay, so we're going to do Allison. Is coming in again. Yes, Allison. And then we'll do Claudette. Allison, no, I didn't do that. Allison and then Claudette. I'm not in a psychic trance, but I am an open channel. So some people channel where their voice changes and there's lots of different ways that people channel, but I open myself, and what I find is that I release control of my mouth and they just start moving my mouth, and I'll be like, oh, I just say that. So it's different for everybody. There's lots of different ways to channel. Okay, so Allison Lett, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Same thing for you. It's time to step up. It is time to step up. It's time for you to step into your truth. I feel like they're showing me an image of you standing on like the door is open, but you're standing on the landing, and you look out and there's space. Right? You open the door and you're like, whoa, right? And so there's space, and you're like, I can't step out there. I'm going to like be lost in the vastness of space. And I love this quote that says, when you come to the end of all that you know, that your brain knows, trust that either you will be taught how to fly or there will be something firm for you to stand on. I'm sure I just butchered that quote, but they're talking about trust, taking that step, trust that there is something for you to stand on. There is, it is time for you to step forward, because I feel like you know where you're going, but you are like, is the timing right? Am I supposed to? Self-doubt creeps in. Step forward. I'm telling you, there will be something for you to stand on. Okay, Claudette. That's for Allison. Claudette. Hello, Claudette. Welcome back. Okay, Claudette says, trust the niggle. Trust the niggle. What is it that is bugging you? What is that little voice in your ear that is saying, hello, this is the time, this is the new moon manifestation, that window is closing, we're coming out of that 48-hour window. What is it that you want to create right now? Don't push it away. Don't push it away and be like, no, I'll manifest that later. Stop that. Right? This is the time. So move yourself, allow yourself to listen to the heart speak. Trust the niggle of what it is that you're trying to, like, oh, I wish I could. That's the thing. That thing right there. That's that thing, right? Okay. Trust the niggle. Okay. Teresa, no, I don't know that person, but thank you for the card. You are welcome, my friend. Hold on to the information, Teresa, because sometimes we get into these situations, especially in like this, where it's like tomorrow or the next day, you'll be like, oh my God, I know who that is. And again, it might have been for somebody else. But I'm so glad that you were here. Okay. Bridget lost somebody in a car. Okay. Well, it could be for you. So, and then again, there's also, one of my, people that I work with also talks about how, one person gets the letter from the loved one and maybe the other person gets a postcard. Bridget and Teresa, just hold on to that information because that person has that message and it may resonate for you stronger over the next day or so. Hi, Isabel. Karen Fisher, you are welcome. And thank you very much, Mike, and Isabel, and thank you. Kathy, welcome back, Kathy Colton. Oh, honey, your husband just passed on Saturday. I'm so sorry. Oh, there was like, ooh, that feels icky. So Kathy, he was sick for a while. I think I've caught up. Okay, so Kathy, he was sick for a while. I feel like because something in my belly just got really sour. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I want to say to you, okay, and so there's not been like a service or anything for that yet. So what I have is this image of him sitting on the couch with his leg kind of crossed like this, and he's reading the newspaper. I'm not sure if that's your husband, but that's when I say, show me Kathy's people. This is what I see. And I feel like he's waiting around. I don't feel like his death was unexpected. Because for him, there's this feeling of satisfaction, like, oh, finally all that's over with. Like there was a lot of drama and I feel like he was just so uncomfortable and I feel like he was ready to go. I pray that I'm connected in with the right person because I never want to hurt anyone with mediumship. This is why I really don't do mediumship on this venue, but when it pops in, I will share. It sounds like your dad on the couch. Okay, so he may be there to comfort you during this time, but it's a sense of satisfaction of I was ready to go. So again, that if that's not your person, I'm happy to try again on another time. Oh my gosh, you had to do CPR in the car. That is horrifying. Oh my honey, that is so, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, that is so traumatizing. Then what I want to say to you is, because I'm not getting any more images and I will never make something up. I want, you're in my heart, you're in my prayers, but I don't have more information. And I will tell you that straight up because I never want to be like, oh, well, let me just make something up. Because that's what spammers do. But if there's nothing that's there, it doesn't mean he's not okay. It doesn't mean he's not with you. It doesn't mean he doesn't love you. It means he's not ready. Okay, so when we pass, especially if he literally just passed, then he's got stuff he's got to do. Okay, sometimes they stick around really close for a while, and then other times they like go and do life review and start settling in, and then they come back. But it's not that he doesn't love you. It's not that he's not with you. But I'm not feeling anything other than what I'm sharing with you about the man on the couch. But ask me again. Ask me again. And I'm so happy to try. I'm always happy to try. All right, we went a little long today, and just Kathy, take care of you because I feel like there's people around you who are trying to help. Let them. let this be a time where others can carry you, and you don't feel like you have to do everything for everybody right now. I understand there's going to be things you need to do, but take care of you and allow others to love on you as well. Okay, so the last card for the collective here is don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And again, I think that connects with the theme that we've seen today, which is, getting in the game and not holding your voice, allowing yourself to be seen, to be heard. Because, like I said, if you're here, you're a light carrier, you're a light bringer, and we need so much of that right now to combat all this negative energy and dark energy that's out there. And so don't dim, because we need your light so much, and the people around you need your light. And so I will leave you with that. I want to say thank you so much for sharing time with me today. I want to again apologize for the yahoos on Instagram and Facebook that try to scam and spam, and please don't fall for that crap. Just report, block, delete. Make sure you block before you delete. Report, block, delete, right? And thank you so much for sharing some time with me today. It is just an honor to be with you and to share some time with you every Monday. Please join me. There is not meditation this Thursday because I'll be working from California this week. I'll be working in California this week. So there is not meditation this Thursday, but I will be back with you next Monday. And in the meanwhile, if it is applicable, I wish you all a happy and blessed, joy-filled Mother's Day, drama-free Mother's Day, whether you are a mother, whether you have a mother, or you know a mother. And I want to thank you so much for being with me and spending some time. And as always, please know how so very much you are loved. Mwah.